we can consider going to, since we're going to be there. First one is Fall Gas Caravan Supplies, which you kind of already knew that existed. But what you say is that, it's highly overcharged and very underrated or overrated. Right? It's crappy service, overcharged. But they're the only caravan service around, right? It's the only parts dealer in town for 100 miles. Then there's the Market Square, which is, mostly simple subsistence farming type market for the area. Few trinkets here and there, trinket sellers, but nothing special. There's a leather works called Old Dulwars. She knows that there are a couple people who've gone there for help, but she doesn't know what kind of help they got.
I'm trying to connect back to my TV.
Oh, sorry. So there's Fall Gas, there's Old Dulwars, Leatherworks. There are warehouses. She'll tell you that there are dwarves who bring lots of ore to town that heads east to Zentarum, Zental Keep, which is one of the headquarters for the Zentarum. And so they do a lot of trade there into Moonsea from there. But they can't get it down the river normally because of the falls, so they have to kind of store things here and then load it on to little barges and bring it down the river to Zental Keep. Teshwave, and then Zental Keep. And then there is the Broken Dagger as an inn. There's the Teshford Arms as an inn. And there is the there's only two inns. Teshford Arms and Broken Dagger. Teshford Arms is a pretty low-end inn. But considering it's a small town, it is also probably the better of the two places. So you can expect to be overcharged for it. Broken Dagger is a really rough and tumble. The guys who don't want to sleep on the ground again, they kind of spend a coin to stay there the night. Usually get drunk off their butt, start a fight. That's what you can expect at the Broken Dagger.
There's a few buildings outside the walls, it looks like.
Yeah, and I'll get to that in just a second. Red Rock is something that you'll see on the other side of the river, up on the hill. And
You can take it if you want.
you'll see it over here as you're coming into town in this bottom corner. It juts up 150 feet. She says it has some sort of dwarven history.
We could all rewatch my video.
Yeah, let's talk about it. And then there's also prominence on the northwestern side of the wall of the town.
If you double click on the word mythic in that pop-up box, it will shrinken down. The word mythic, upper, lower right-hand corner, there, see the Chaos Factor 5, that box. If you double click right there, click, and then you can drag that to somewhere out of the way. That I usually do the middle, right by the other gray stuff.
Oh, okay.
The middle bottom.
Middle
bottom. There, that's fine. That's the way it's not in your way at all.
Now to get to your point, Glenn, over here where this circle is, there's a couple huts, living quarters, and amongst that, in that corner, is the Fall Gas Caravan Supplies. So I'm going to mark it here. Right there is Fall Gas Caravan Supplies. The Leather Works, I believe, is up here. We're gonna say it's this one right here. And the inn is in the town here. Right there. It really doesn't matter that much.
Because we're gonna do theater of mind mostly, right?
This is, but that is a wall
Yes.
around the town.
The town
and
is
then
walled in.
A couple of the buildings have their own wall. It's like a
And,
little
yeah.
keep.
10
I won't
feet,
tell you what's in there until you get in there.
Yeah.
10
Okay.
feet tall, 12 feet, 15 feet tall wall.
I'd say 15 feet. It's tall. It's largely mud and rock,
Mm-hmm.
but it does look like it's well put together for mud and rock.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheap but well made.
Also sounds easy to climb for a cat, anyway. Well, who has the climbing speed? So, so go up to the front guards and say, "Rajit has sent us," or do we expect him? He's already here.
That's a good question. Well, maybe we should keep it. Who's in charge? Who's in charge here, and where are they?
All right.
We need to see the person in charge.
Well, that's me. Where's your papers?
We got the papers.
What papers are you going to give them?
Well, first we got our passes that says we're allowed to be here. Right.
What passes are you using? I've given you a whole bunch. I just want to make sure you're using
The ones with the
Pass
the hand.
keeper.
the ones with the hand. So the
Yeah.
Zentarum soldier
Zent-
ones.
yeah.
Yes, the Zentarum soldiers.
So that's we're
Initially.
so
Yeah.
all of us except for Ms. Invisible are playing up that we're
You're-
Zentar.
you're invisible.
Zentar, and we've got these passes.
You're
that says-
human. You're human. Barbarian's human.
Soraya is
Soraya's
female human.
human. Yeah. Okay. So he looks at the papers. He looks at the name. Looks at the names. There's 3, right? So he looks at the names and he looks at you. He gives you guys long looks. Don't I know you?
I don't think so.
Where you come from before this?
We were in what town? Where did we start?
Redux.
Redux.
We were in Redux. We were then told to go to this encampment in the woods, and then they were told here we are supposed to be interrogating the prisoner, and we keep getting different stories about where she is, where she's being kept, where she's being moved, and we have orders to interrogate her. That's why I need to see the person who's in charge here, because last we were told she's here,
Okay.
and
And you give me the
Other-
letter,
or well,
the
let's
forgery letter.
let's hold off and see if they actually ask for that. But
So roll a persuasion. Does anybody else want to chime in before he rolls?
and I've still got someone gave me a bless, right?
Yeah.
He was-
Do I have to declare now, or can I roll and then decide if I
was
want
the-
to?
The
can roll-
guard,
you can add later.
the guard
Okay.
specifically was talking to him.
Right.
Specifically called him out with a question. But if anybody else has anything to say, now's the time.
If there was something to say, Soraya would say it. Because she's the one that's gifted in this area. Particularly gifted at this. You might have a good skill too.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't.
so Soraya is the one that would be the face man, right? She would be saying, "Here's our papers, and we're here to see this guy to talk to the girl." And I feel like he's searching for us to say some specific thing, and I don't know what it is.
No, I'm
I'm holding back on the Rajit sent us just in case Rajit is
Oh, I
here.
know. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But
No,
but I'm also
that's
playing
what-
up the we've been
Yeah,
tossed
jerked
around and told to go
Yeah.
here, go there. I'm
You're
really
getting pissed off. And
yeah.
running around.
and
Right.
now another lackey's
Right.
getting in my
No,
way.
for sure. But you're not intimidating. You're just trying to.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
So
expressing our
But if
discontent.
she's-
Soraya's going to say something.
if she's the better
Yeah.
persuader,
Oh,
I might have
definitely.
let her
Yeah.
do this.
I think
talking.
She's addressing you. but the best you can get from Soraya is advantage.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
searching
I'll
for.
take it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Soraya's got to say something, though. I mean,
So Soraya's gonna say, "Remember, we're here. Very important. We must talk to him quickly. Provide some urgency."
yeah, sure. All right, go ahead and roll with
Okay.
advantage.
So, with woo, no. Oh my god. That's a 1, right? Or is that a 7?
No, that's a 1.
That's awesome. What did you get?
Double ones and a one.
Almost. So, grand total of all that is 3.
Your best is 3.
Yes.
All right. So, you mean to tell me?
Yes, with your D12
You mean to tell me?
and advantage.
And he's taking a tone that's more like threatening, and you see the other guard getting more like alert, and he says, "You mean to tell me you don't even know the prisoner's name that you're trying to find?"
Yes, we know the name. The prisoner's name is Varinka.
Varinka who?
Yeah.
Of the Gaul tribe.
Varinka, yeah. Varinka of the Gull tribe.
Goliath female,
We were-
really tough.
Yeah. We were... This
Are you,
woman, this, and I will point to Soraya, is the expert interrogator that we are supposed to be
Delivering.
delivering to her because she knows the right questions to get the key information out of this prisoner. And we've been given all sorts of runaround. There was this giant freaking hole in the road that
He's talking
slowed us
about the
down.
environment.
so what I'm seeing is that you've approached the guards to the town. This is right here at the wall, right? So you're at the wall, the gates. You're looking to get in. You've walked up.
And
There's 2 guards.
All I'm asking is point us to the person in charge.
There's 2 guards, and you see more guards milling inside the wall,
Yeah.
milling around.
Okay.
They're not like they're really actively paying attention.
So I've shown you our papers. We've got orders. You're slowing us down again. I don't need to answer to you. So now I'm going full on intimidation, annoyed.
All right, so he reaches for his sword. He doesn't pull it out,
Really?
and he turns to the other guy. He says, "Go get the captain." Now, what do you do?
How about we go with you to the captain
That'll speed things along.
before they move the prisoner again and we miss our chance?
I'm not going to just let you in this town. I have strict orders not to let anybody in town. So you're going to have a really good reason and convincing argument that there is a reason for me to breach the rules and let you in.
This is my reason.
Okay.
And pull out the letter that
pulls it.
specifically says we are supposed to be.
And you rolled a
Intimidate-
19 for that forgery, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good forgery. And it'd be fun. Yeah.
And
So
if they.
he looks at it and he recognizes Ranjit. And Ranjit's name's at the bottom. And he's been around long enough to know that that is who made the letter. But you get the sense he can't even read. And so,
So
he
you
sees-
can. So you get.
it looks right.
You want to explain if we miss our chance again? You want to explain to Rajit
you
why
know,
we? Thank you. We're going with you. Show us to the captain, and we're just gonna start. Come on.
show him the way.
I'm not
show him
waiting
the
for-
way to the quarters.
Yeah, we're just going. We're not waiting for this guy's permission
All right.
anymore.
So you make it through the guards, and so you're at the entrance to the town. What you see when you cross through that there are a lot of guards milling, like soldiers milling around. There are people, but they're relatively poor looking. They're relatively simple, and they're relatively trying to avoid being out in public.
The townspeople who were here,
They definitely feel oppressed.
and
You
their
get the
their
sense
town's
that
been
they're
occupied.
oppressed. And they're occupied. Yeah.
The 3 of you and your pet cat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot you stayed as a cat. Yeah.
Yeah. At least for the near term.
Yeah, so you are walking in, and this is what you see. It's mid-morning, I'd say, pretty close to mid-morning. 10 o'clock, 10:30. When was the last time you guys ate?
Our morning breakfast.
Okay.
Whatever rations we had.
Yep. And so you're going to head straight to the military quarters.
If that's where the
I guess
captain, the guys,
captain.
yeah.
So go ahead and you're going to walk up that main road. So this main road, right there in the middle. I should use there.
There's a pointer underneath the black shelf to your right is the back scratcher.
Oh,
Yeah, but that doesn't help Ken.
Over there. Oh yeah, it doesn't help Ken.
yeah. So grab the wrong mouse again. So you're here, and you're going to walk your way up to here, and this is where the market is. But you can see all these buildings. There, these are tents and lean-tos filled with soldiers. I mean, this is a garrison of soldiers. There is another set of guards here, which you'll have to get past in order to get in to where the captain is.
Okay, one of the guards from the first came was supposed to be showing us where he was, right?
Yep, he was
Okay.
escorting you.
Okay.
If there's anything you wanted to tell him you wanted to do before you got there, that's...
Oh,
I'm just giving you a chance to do something else.
Right.
I think we're
We're on a mission.
well focused.
yeah.
It's early. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Grocery shopping can happen later.
Exactly.
So yeah, you reach there and you find yourself approaching another set of guards, and this guard will, say, hey, these guys have a letter to see by Ranjit to question some prisoner, and they'll look at the paper themselves. They'll look at your passes, and yeah. So one of them takes the time to read it, and he's interested in, okay, now he's learned something about the prisoner, because they don't really talk about who's who unless you rank. So he seems to have learned something. He seems surprised, a little like, oh, I know something nobody else does. And then he lets you guys go by. So once you get inside this section, I'm going to mark it here. So once you get into that section, you'll see that these are actual buildings, and it looks like more like captain's quarters or sergeant's quarters, place where there's food, there's a kitchen, an outdoor kitchen being set up, has been set up, and so on and so forth. It's again still nothing special other than it's elevated quarters.
Right.
And then the soldier starts walking you to the right and up the hill, and you start going up the hill into the main quarters. And again, no guards there. And what you see there is a set of guards at the building itself. And these guys are not soldiers. They are plain clothes. They are more well kept than most of the peasants-looking villagers. They look like they've got nice clothes, not royal clothes, nothing really fancy, but good, clean, tidy, well-kept clothes. And they approach. The soldier approached. There's a prisoner that's supposed to be interrogated by these people. I'm leaving him with you. And he starts walking back. So now you're confronted with two guards that don't look like soldiers. They look like well-dressed plainclothesmen. Yeah. So how do you want to proceed?
So we need to see the person in charge. The captain, I guess we were told he's here.
The constable's here, and the constable is the one who maintains the the jail and where our prisoners are kept.
That's who we want to see.
All right.
And
And
do you hand him the paper or do you? He's like, well, who?
yeah,
you
yeah, and if she's really good at
Yeah.
persuasion, I'd say, I'm tired of explaining this. You here,
And so
you know,
Varinka will.
she's got the letter.
Soraya.
Soraya.
Soraya's got the letter.
Soraya
and-
will do the talking.
Right, and so she'll give him the. Will she give him the paper?
Yes.
Right. So, so he'll read the paper and he'll be like, he'll seem confused, and then he'll hand the paper back to you and says, "I don't know what to say to you, but I don't think this is the place for you, but maybe the constable will know." And so he'll go in and escort you in. He recognizes your authority as Zentarum to be there and to do what you're doing. He just doesn't know who Varinka is. Pretty sure the constable doesn't have Varinka.
Well, take us to the constable then.
So the inside, you'll go inside, and it looks like an office with living quarters that go upstairs. You would assume it's living quarters upstairs, but you see a stair that goes up. You see a desk. You see behind you like some reinforced walled rooms with bars, and it's a jail. The constable has his own office, so he takes you back to that office where you sit and wait a few minutes, and then the constable comes in. While you're waiting for the constable to come in, is there anything you want to do? Miss Invisible?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Parducci's gonna be checking the cells.
So you're gonna look through the cells.
Yeah, not from the inside, of course, just from the outside to see if there's anything obvious.
Yep. Roll me a stealth. Just don't make any.
With advantage? Because
Yeah,
I'm-
there are a couple guards in there.
So 12 plus my stealth is more than enough.
So we're in the office, but there's some
22.
jail cells, like in this building.
Yeah,
or-
so it's like there's 3 jail cells.
Okay.
You're in an office. It's like just down the hall.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, so you have no problems. You don't cause any alerts. That's all I'm trying to make
Yeah.
sure. And so you look in the jail cell, and there's an obviously hungover Zentarum soldier. There is
Varinka. Not there, yes
no
or
Varinka.
no obvious Varinka.
No Varinka.
No empty cells.
No empty cells.
Okay.
And then when so 5 minutes goes by. That only took you 30 seconds
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Yeah.
What else do you want to do?
Well, I think I'm gonna be.
Do you want to search the constable's room? Do you want to search the main office?
I want to hear the conversation first. I want to hear what the constable has to say when Soraya asks him to see Varinka.
Sure. So you go in and you hang out in the constable's office?
No, I'm within earshot of the group.
Oh, okay. All right.
I haven't gone in the office yet.
You will be able to detect, from the way I have a mental image, you will be able to detect when the constable is going into that room.
Okay.
So you'll be able to stop whatever you're doing and go in.
Okay.
So you have a few minutes. What do you want to do?
I will check any door that's already open.
Right.
I don't want a squeaky door giving me away, but
It's relatively open. The only doored room on the first floor is the constable's office, which is open on purpose. And the rest is an open space. There's a hall with the jail cells.
I poke my head in.
To
Constable's
the
office.
constable's office, they're all in there.
Oh,
So
okay.
they walked in to the constable's office, was seated until wait for the constable.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't exactly a smart thing to do, I'll give you, but this is an opportunity for you to look around the constable's office,
Okay, yeah.
both inside his office and...
So we're left alone in the constable's office. I'm with you. Okay. Yeah. So shelves, drawers.
So yeah, mostly family history, and if you open up a book...
I'm not worried about books.
All right,
So if you're snooping, maybe one of each of us is kind of by the doors.
You don't know where I am.
No, but if drawers are opening themselves, it'd be like
So yeah, that's,
we could be
as
guarding the doors so we could let you know if he's showing up.
As I see the stuff on the shelves, mostly books. I'm not interested in books until I have to be. Right? I'm really looking for documentation, papers,
Recent scribbled notes. Yeah.
what's in the desk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So the desk has a bunch of papers, forms, like basic forms.
Execution.
There is a lockbox. There is a locked drawer. And then there is passes, permits, like they're blank,
Yeah.
that you can use to fill out.
I'll take one of each.
Okay.
Not so it's too noticeable, but just one for later.
Yep.
One of each. And I'm not gonna pick the locks yet because I don't want to come back thinking, no, this used to be locked. Why is this locked? Right? But if there were a key there, then I might change my mind.
Or maybe you'll stay here when the rest of us leave
Yeah, well,
and
perhaps.
then do it when no one's
Right.
here.
Yeah. No.
So-
there's no key.
I think that's enough for now. All right, we've without because I don't want any obviousness, right?
So yeah, I'd say about a minute into that, there's some documents on the top of the desk, and what I would say is there is a report that's from what was his name?
Ranjit's cousin, Ranjut.
Tangent.
Rhonda Jean.
So yeah, I should just make this up really fast. We'll say Olaver. Oh no, that's terrible.
That's his lover. That's from his lover.
Lavertus. That's better. Not much better. Lavertus. The mercenary captain reports decent traffic, less than average traffic on Tuesday. So it's just a report, right? It's a log of what's going on. Then there's another report underneath
Why would there
that.
be less traffic on Tuesday? Can't
Another
imagine
report
why.
underneath that one that talks about sightings of and engagements in skirmishes with Knights of the North that are north and west of town in the woods, in the forest, by the thugs that we've hired, mercenaries. And it's signed, but it's signed like in a terrible scribble. And the words are all, it's barely legible. Like somebody who doesn't know how to write very well has written it. But it does, you can decipher that there's been skirmishes to the northwest with the purported Knights of the North. That's generally what you see. Yeah. And you probably start hearing creaks in the ceiling.
Oh, so it's a two-story building.
Yeah. So like I said, when you came in, there was stairs that were leading up off to the side. And so you hear creaks coming and then you hear the steps coming down the steps. There's not really, it's not a very quiet building.
Mm-hmm.
And so soon enough, the constable walks in. He's, I don't know, he's probably 6'3". He's good 250, 270 pounds, a little portly in the belly.
You.
Yeah, pretty much. He's not bald. He's got a full head of hair. And he comes in and he sits down. And like, well, it's nice to see you made yourself at home. And he sits down grumpily and he says, "What can I do you for?"
And Mr. Ryle will stand up and say, "Listen, we've been traveling for days and days, and we've been told to talk to this Varinka. Where is she?"
He would feign that he doesn't know, but with your great perception, he knows who she is, or suspects at least who she is.
"I'm done toying around."
I know nothing about what happens to Varinka. She is not in my custody.
She was here?
Ranjit has her.
Of course he does. We were supposed to rendezvous with him. He said he would be in this town. Has he not been here?
He is in town.
Well, very good. Does he not have Varinka?
I don't know. I haven't seen him walking around with anybody.
Where is he?
He rushed into his building there down the hill. So, and
Point out this building. We will go there straight away.
whoa, you're in my town. Zentarum run this area, but this is my town. Don't get an attitude just because you're having a bad day. Now,
Not just one bad day. It's been a series of bad days.
now,
God, the stupid cat keeps following us around.
what's your purpose here? If you don't work for Ranjit, what's your purpose here?
He told us to rendezvous here so we could interrogate Varinka.
So you do work for Ranjit.
We work for the Zentarum, just like you.
Now, Zentarum is more of a conglomerate of...
Just take us to Ranjit.
You sense that he's having a bad day and he just doesn't give enough crap.
Or point us to Ranjit. We don't need an escort.
Go down that hill,
Just-
and he's in the captain's quarters down there. At least that's the last place I saw him.
Just there.
Yeah, the
Well,
soldier
the-
didn't know he was there, though.
the first
Okay.
guard I thought was told to take us to the captain, but then he brought us here instead.
Because he didn't think the captain was here. Captain came in late last night.
So
By
we,
teleportation.
so,
So this
so
is
we
the-
can tell where he's indicating to go with his
Yeah,
captain's
so
quarters.
he'll step out to the edge of the
Okay.
door. Down there, that first building.
This is the constable, right?
Yeah.
Soraya will soften her tone.
Good.
All right? I'm sorry, constable. What was your name again?
Crap, I didn't say, did I?
So you tell, it doesn't matter. You tell her name. And Soraya is going to use her feminine wiles to, we don't need to be at odds. Yes, I've had a bad day. You've had a bad day. And she'll put a hand on his shoulder and says, we don't need to have a bad day. I thank you for your assistance. Just to ingratiate, earn some points.
All right, I got a name for you. Adric Turum.
Edric Turum. Edric, perhaps later on, when we meet, what is our favorite bar here? Our favorite tavern? Which one do you prefer?
I would say, the Tashford Inn is probably got the best.
If you're in the Tashford Inn, let's say 8 p.m., I'll buy you a drink. We can, and with a wink of her eye, we can share a beverage together.
No, that would be nice. I haven't heard much from outside of town in a long time. Could use knowing, maybe even wooed by a beautiful song singer such as yourself.
So, that building down there,
Yes.
we will be sure to tell him that you've been most helpful.
Well, don't do him any favors. And you get kind of like now that he realizes you're not such a jerk, that he gives you the impression he doesn't really care for you guys in general.
The Zentrum?
Zentarum.
Oh.
But you seem to
so
be a
he
little
was-
bit nicer than the.
So he was the local sheriff.
He is the local
Sheriff before this town got occupied.
Right.
That's why he's not happy with us. Okay.
Okay.
And so yeah. And that's only because I know she's got such a great perception. Anyway.
Yeah, she very good
Yeah, no,
perception.
I didn't catch it. He wasn't Zentarian too.
Yeah,
so
fantastic
that
persuasion.
understands why he didn't like us.
Right.
All right. So yeah, he's like, that's your best chance of finding this Varinka person you're talking about.
Okay. And I'll take his hand very softly and say, perhaps we'll meet up later. and gentlemen, shall we be on our way?
Yes.
And we head toward the building.
Now, is Parducci staying behind, invisible, or? is
No,
she-
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Parducci's convinced enough that this isn't where we need to be.
Yeah. Okay.
So as she walks on, she says, should we scout the building first, or should we just go in and continue our chances with our bluff.
Well, okay, the thing is, we're about to meet Ranjit. It's a letter from Ranjit saying we're supposed to be here and
No.
ain't going to fly anymore.
In theory, Ranjit is under my gaze.
Oh, that was him.
Oh.
Oh,
There we go.
okay.
This could go lots of different ways.
You might also recall he was resisting.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, well, let's keep this in mind. He would certainly recognize us.
Some of you, we haven't encountered him,
Yeah.
right? We weren't
I
there.
thought you said you had encountered him.
You did.
I did.
You wouldn't recognize him as Ranjit until they told you about
The
character.
man with the beard and the scar.
Oh,
and
one of the guys that disappeared out of the wagon.
Right, he was in the
The
wagon.
man that kind of looked like Santa Claus out of season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't know Vernon though.
No, he wouldn't know.
He saw a bird that turned
He
into
saw
a lizard
bird
man.
Ah,
Right.
very
So
good.
he doesn't know Vernon.
But I'm afraid he would recognize me very quickly
Yeah.
and very easily. So you won't have my powers of persuasion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And you
Unless the geese is
probably
still
know that I'm
working.
sure you remember there's mages involved.
So perhaps we should scout this building first.
Okay.
So yeah, you start
Well,
walking.
okay. He might have
a cat, a human, and another human,
and a hot dog walk into a bar.
Invisible taxi walking down the path.
Yeah, in disguise.
All I see is like a cut scene of like the Deadpool slow mo. The guys are just walking down this hall, up this path.
Yeah.
There's a cat
Yeah.
sauntering with a tail wag.
I imagine the cat's on somebody's shoulder.
I like the swagger better.
Yeah.
Swagger cat.
Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
So you're walking down the path.
The incompetence in this town is staggering.
Yeah, you start to approach. So what is your play? I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so that we can kind of just mentally focus in on it.
Pick a building, any building.
Yeah, it's this first one right here.
That's the one that was pointed out to us
Yes.
to have had. Okay, within the walls of this. And as we go through this gate, are there extra guards here?
So yeah, there are guards milling around, but nothing like posted at a door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So,
I
okay.
imagine we're at kind of like that last house on the path, and we huddle up. As we're just guards talking to each other on the street.
Yeah, and like you said, so we want to scout this building. Maybe he's got Varinka with him. He didn't want to put him in the town jail, but if we can even crack the door open or a window and toss the cat in to go scout around, and maybe one of us goes and tries to talk to him. You think that?
We know that there's mages.
Yeah.
We should be aware of that. And I don't know if they would sense that a cat out of place is a cat out of place.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would see a magical, invisible companion.
How big is this building? I mean, we're talking.
A 50-foot long, 25 feet wide, maybe.
Okay. So we could pretty quickly look in whatever windows or whatever.
I mean, 50 feet is bigger. Is pretty big.
As big as this house?
No, well, I'd say as long as this part.
Mm-hmm. So we can at least go peek in the windows.
Yeah.
So Parducci will try to sneak in and look in the windows.
Yeah. So you're gonna go up to the window and look in,
She is invisible.
and so when you look in the window, you see curtains. No, just kidding.
Could be.
No,
Could
you're-
very
Yeah.
well be.
And so you look into this first room, and you see a table, some chairs, a fireplace, It looks empty, but there is a fire going, and yeah, that's what you see.
Tell me again the guard situation with right here, right now. There's two entrances to this walled section of the town.
Yeah, so neither one are guarded.
Neither one is
Well,
guarded.
I'm sorry, outside this one is guarded. And there's no guards here.
Uh-huh.
There are guards, there are soldiers milling about.
Yeah.
You know.
And we're inside
Coming
those
and
walls
going.
Yeah,
already?
in the lower section.
You're right here. I envision you're looking through this window right
Okay.
here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And there's probably another window over here.
Yeah.
But the rest of us are already inside these little walls too?
Milling
Yes.
about.
You're all
Guards
milling
milling
about.
Okay.
about.
Okay.
And a cat wandering around.
Yep.
Pacing between people's legs.
Mm-hmm.
I have been rolling for a dog to see you.
That's,
Just FYI.
that's fine.
That's a good way to encounter, yeah.
That's
And
reasonable.
so yeah,
That's
you
absolutely
see
reasonable.
basically a living room.
Go around a bend and you turn into a lion.
Yeah.
And you
A
can't
giant scorpion.
you can't see there's a hall like in the middle of the room, middle of the building
All right.
that heads down that way.
Do I hear any voices?
No.
So I go back to the group and I say, well, there might be people in there, but there are not many. I mean, that's fair, right?
Yeah. Anything with the building next door? The other one that's similar size?
Fine, I'll go check that. Go
Okay,
peek-
so you go around, you look in the same window, and this building is more like a bunkhouse. There are spaces, there are desks, but it's mainly
a
sleeping
bunk-
quarters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's more of a bunkhouse. If anything,
Yeah. I was going to ask about the third with the little square one.
Right. And it's definitely elevated class, right? It's nicer stuff, nice
Right.
beds, nice
so more like the officers.
offices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the smaller building,
And this is the kitchen, camp kitchen.
a nicer
It's a
nicer
place
mess
to
hall.
secure the food
Okay.
and you Zentarum food. So yeah, you want to explore these windows.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so the first one you go up to, it has a curtain in it.
Yeah, sure.
Or
Fair.
shutters,
Fair.
whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. You probably could move them if you wanted to.
Not yet.
And then if you go to the other side first, you'll see that one's open. You do see two mages. One is resting, one is at a desk with his back facing you, writing. You don't know what he's writing, you don't know what he's doing.
What did you say?
Two
Mage.
mages.
Oh, okay.
One of them is asleep, the other one is awake, writing in his love journal or something. I don't know. Whatever, he could be writing anything. He could be writing a spell to detect magic from the window. He does.
Okay. So we see the mages, but not Ranjit.
Right, and the window is open. It's still nice morning. It's good weather.
So is this a? So we've not seen Ranjit, but there's at least one room we can't see.
Right,
From the
you can't
windows?
see into one room.
Okay.
The other room has two mages in it.
Do I see their magic focus, their magic symbols?
Right.
Mages funnel their magic through magic symbols, right?
Sure.
Do I see those?
So,
Quite possible on their neck, around their body, right? The one that's sleeping could have it in a lockbox on by the side of the bed.
as wizards or mages,
Arcane focus is what it's called.
yeah. So, one has a talisman. I'd say it's similar to an ankh. The other one kind of has a bracelet with it kind of goes around with 9 whips. So you get this one part of the clasp is a handle, and then the rest are the whips that go around. That's it. That's not bad for making up.
No, that's fantastic. No, that's good
I
stuff.
was happy with myself. I can't come up with a name for a character, but I can come up with that. And so yeah, those are the arcane focuses that you see. The other piece that you might see is that they are wearing like leather arm. The one that's sitting up is wearing his leather armor. The other one is not.
For a mage?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not metal, not studded leather, just regular leather. I'm trying to give themselves some protection. Yeah.
All right, I'll go back to the group and report that. Instead of doing something very stupid.
Well, yeah. So now it's okay. Is this a?
Yeah, I was trying to think. I think the window would have been open with the curtains closed.
They would have been fluttering a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit. And you might have heard
More.
hushed voices talking.
You might have some friends who could make the wind blow.
And
That helped.
you
Oh, that was my last guy. Never mind.
might be able roll your perception. I know it's going to be really high, but it's a hushed tone, so you're going to have to really roll high.
29 high enough?
Yeah, I was going like 25.
Probably looking for a 30.
I was looking for 25, and he blows it away.
17 plus 12.
So yeah, so you think pretty confidently that Ranjit is in the room, but you don't know who he's talking to. You've never heard that voice before.
With the two mages.
No, this is the
different
room
room.
with the curtain. The window was open, and you did hear that. So maybe you went back there and you heard it.
And he's talking to somebody, but we don't know who this somebody is.
You don't know who else he's talking to.
Okay.
And these are separate rooms. So like when you don't get the sense that this is the same room as the other one. Like from what little bit you can see through the curtain.
So a couple ideas. One is just like going guns blazing. Option A.
Started blasting.
Option 2. You know, the soldier goes. You know, Mr. Ranjit, I have important news for you. Somebody's forged your name, and and is looking for this, trying to find this prisoner, Varinka. Come up with backstory why we have it, but like,
Oh, but
No,
like,
those
to get off of
guards-
that, if you do the whole someone's forged your name, someone's coming.
yeah,
We've been
we've
been directed to move her.
we need to secure this prisoner somewhere else.
That's great. Yeah. So you are the guards at the front gate, and they presented you this. They're being held at the gate, and I think you should go right away, and we should...
To go the people that had this thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Describe them.
or-
Well, one of them was a very attractive bard.
Yeah, or we encountered these we arrested these guys on the road or whatever, and they had this. So we think, or
We killed them.
or
You
we
wouldn't believe that.
the rest of them got away, but one of them had this, and so we think they're coming. And we've been told to secure the prisoner, something like that, you know, or just to be either move her or be extra guards around her. So you know,
Right. That's good.
something like that.
You ever shake a barbarian and throw him into a locked room?
How about gaseous form? Barbarian
I just had
grenade.
you roll. You rolled 29, and then I didn't tell you what he said.
Oh, well,
I think you deserve to know something about what he said.
yeah.
Not besides just that it's him.
Yeah.
So, what you'd be hearing intermittently, but you would piece together that he is concerned with maintaining her in her present prison, and that we should take her out so that we can put her in a more conventional prison, in containment. And you might even hear from that other voice just that, you know, it is very dangerous to take magic users out of a magically containing space, even just for a moment. And so, yeah, that's what the gist of it. You didn't finish the conversation, but that's what they're talking about.
I report that.
And I just, the guns blazing, just to make sure you understand, there's like 200 soldiers in
Oh, I know.
No one said anything about guns blazing.
That was option A, and then we started.
just saying.
No one supported guns blazing.
Just saying.
The subterfuge of we got this counterfeit was wonderful.
Brilliant.
Brilliant
That's
idea.
almost inspiration worthy, dare
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah, that was a good plan.
Yeah.
It's a great plan, and we should execute that next week.
Yeah, agree.
Yep. It's a good idea.
In case I didn't give it clear enough, the constable could be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not happy with the Zintarm. He's no friend. The town is oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
Ripe. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Ripe to help you if you want. Knights of the North. Enemy of my enemy. Opportunity there as well.
Yeah. But also,
Sir, the people are revolting.
Yes, they are. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people that you saw at the checkpoint, they're the local militia.
yeah.
So the Zentarm don't want them in town because they may be part of a revolt. So keep them out of town, keep them busy, keep them putting money in their hands, keep them off your back.
No, fantastic.
And then there's the mercenaries. Yeah.
So next week we will go in there. We
Guns
will.
blazing.
So I started blasting.
I can't get away from it.
We will knock on the door, politely say, "Sir, this needs your prompt attention."
And we're thinking he would recognize.
Oh, Soraya
so
can't do it.
She's not going to be. Yeah. Okay.
Soraya might go invisible
But
or
he's
whatever.
never seen Vernon.
And he's or Vilter.
As long as the mages
'cause-
don't come in and go, wait a minute, oogity boogie, poof, and but they're busy doing something else. They're
We don't know what surprises.
yeah.
But I do like the idea of like casting silence on the room, throwing in PR,
Barbarian grenade.
barbarian grenade into a locked room with two silenced mages. See how long they last.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that does sound really fun.
Okay.
Giant scorpion.
Could be.
Fill the room.
Could be the gold kitty cat that suddenly turns into a giant
Bear.
panther or something. Yeah.
Oh, a smiting bear. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you send me the link for that, your notes?
Sure.
Because I'm sure we lost the recording, right? So I can't review
No,
it.
it's recording.
Oh, great.
It's probably two parts.
Awesome.
But
I still want to see you guys.
Sure.
You take great notes.
it's in the Google Docs. Once upon a time.
I think I have it somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
But if I can't find it, at least I'll have it.
Yeah, that's fine. I can get that. Let's do this.
Awesome. Great night, guys.
Yeah.
That was
I thought
good.
it was going to go poorly because I wasn't as... I prepared, but not as well as I wanted to.
Yeah. I think we all thought the checkpoint was going to be more difficult than it was.
Yeah, you guys had fun with it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we had a plan and it actually worked out.
So-
How often does that happen?
We need a diversion.
we're not murder hobos, but we tend to pew pew a lot. And I wanted you guys to be faced with a group that was large enough that no matter how good you are, that's going to be difficult. So the choice is to try something less violent.
We got around it
and
without
more
a shot
stealthy.
fired. And
Yeah.
we scouted out the building to learn there
You
was
got some
nothing there.
information.
Well, we
Well,
did.
we got
We
the
got the
letter.
You
passes.
got passes, you got the note, you got...
Yep.
No, it's fantastic. Good job.
Yep.
And so with that, I think we'll end our broadcast. This two parts. Sorry about the interruption. We had a thunderstorm come through, knock our power out. So for our many viewers, hopefully you joined us back for the second part, and hopefully it came through and there's no problems. And well, we'll see where this goes next week.
Could all end next week. Who knows?
We could all die next week.
Or we could do that way too.
Or
One way or another, we could be done next
Hey,
week.
he
could
was
be
talking
next- we
positive,
could-
like we could finish this.
Well, there was a big hint there at the end about she's in some kind of magical something or other.
having trouble
So
containing her.
she could be in his pocket for all you know.
Yeah. So as a side task, I've been working on a dungeon too, and I don't know if you have a dungeon ready.
No.
So I will, if we ended next week, I could have a dungeon ready in a couple weeks. It shouldn't be a problem. It'd be a short shot, and we probably would do new characters again, and I would want to do the lower level. I'm getting tired of these level 15.
I think
I support that.
level 3
Level 3, we could do level
is a
3.
good starting point.
3 to 5, somewhere in that
Yeah.
ballpark.
We could start level 3.
So and when Gen Con's what is that?
August, first weekend of August.
Okay.
In August.
So we got
I
two more
might go.
Thursdays in June.
Are you
Then
doing
the
a
4th
full-
of July.
Full Gen Con?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. I might come for a day.
Oh, that'd be nice to see you.
Yeah.
I am booked, but see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you. He's got a room. I'm sleeping on the
I will
floor.
bring at least one of the kids. Probably
Yeah.
all of them. I don't know if Molly will go. She liked it last time. She didn't
Yeah.
love it.
Anyway, so thanks for tuning in. We're gonna end the broadcast here, and we will see you next week. Take care.
So I found this town generator.
Fun.
It's called